taking place on Thursday morning, June 2nd, 2022. There will be the conferring of the degrees of Bachelor of Social Work, Doctor of Medicine, and Doctor of Pharmacy. Also at the session, an honorary Doctor of Science degree will be conferred upon neurosurgeon Fala Bachera Maroon. The mace, a symbol of the authority vested in the university, is carried by David Pippy of the Office of the Registrar. Convocation will be officially open when the mace is placed on the table in front of the Chancellor as the presiding officer.
Welcome to this wonderful Convocation Day. You may sit, everybody. This is always a special time at Convocation. This is a beautiful hall. It's very friendly, very embracing. But this is so special this morning because it's just so full of you all. So, great beginning, for sure. We're going to be formally beginning with the land acknowledgement. I would like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk, and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. I would like also to recognize the Inuit of Nunatsiavut and Nunatuhavut and the Innu of Nitassinan and their ancestors as the original people of Labrador. We strive for respectful relationships with all the peoples of this province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation, and honor this beautiful land together. My pleasant duty now is to call upon your President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vian Timmins, to address Convocation.
To bring these mics way down. Chancellor, the Honourable the Premier, so pleased to have you here, Premier. Members of the Board of Regents, members of the Senate and faculty, members of the graduating class, distinguished guests. Good morning, students. Let's try that again. Good morning, students. It's a great day today, and congratulations. You know, you're going to be hearing that a lot today, and relish it. Congratulations is so important. Take it all in. Welcome as well to your family and friends who are here to celebrate your success with you. Welcome, everyone. Hi. I am pleased to also welcome today a special guest to this morning's celebration, Dr. Maroon, who will receive an honorary doctorate. En route from training in Montreal and heading home to Lebanon, in 1967, Dr. Maroon stopped in the province for a 3-week locum. To our great good fortune, he decided to stay. The only neurosurgeon in the province for several years, he built a highly impacted surgical practice, performing difficult procedures here that were among the first of their kind anywhere. In short, many owe their lives to Dr. Maroon. Along the way, he taught and mentored countless young surgeons and nurses with the same kind of dedication and selflessness he's always shown his patients. For his exceptional life-saving surgical skills and his commitment to advancing neurosurgical expertise in Newfoundland and Labrador and throughout the world, Dr. Maroon will receive an honorary Doctorate of Science degree this morning with you, graduates. Graduates, it's been a quiet couple of years with COVID, so today, let's make some noise. I want to hear laughter and cheers and clapping. I want to have fun today, but most of all, I want you to have fun. So all of your family and friends, hoot and holler. Cheer them on. Let's make this an opportunity to celebrate this morning. Because things feel, I'm so glad my husband wasn't here to hear me screw that up. Because things feel a little different this spring. And you know what that feeling is, graduates? It's hope. Hope that we're seeing a light at the end of the long COVID tunnel. We all hope that. In every cloud, there's a silver lining, and if we just can see it, grab it, hold on to it, then we have a lot to look forward to. Every year, winter gives way to spring, and we welcome tulips and daffodils, lupins and lilacs. In March, Iranians celebrate their new year. They close the door on one chapter of their lives and turn the page to the next with excitement. The Inuit and Nunavut celebrate the Tunic Time Festival, a 2-week celebration that marks the return of the sun to the snow-covered north. And May Day, the ancient festival of spring, is celebrated by cultures all around the world. Why is that? It's because the hope of being able to start new and better is a universal hope. I'd like to think Convocation is the start of something new and better for each and every one of you. You faced what is arguably the greatest societal upheaval of our generation. In the middle of your programs, we sent you home. And I know that for many of you, this was very challenging. But what did you do? You persevered. You knew how important it was to finish your degrees, to keep moving forward on your educational path. And this kind of adaptability and commitment is good news for the rest of us. It means you, the generation coming up behind us, you, the leaders of tomorrow, are ready to face whatever life throws at you. You, graduates, are Memorial's greatest accomplishment. And today we honor you as graduates. But I'm also proud of some of the things Memorial has done over the past year, and I'm going to just name a few. I was thrilled when we announced our 6th campus in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, our Labrador campus. Thrilled because I grew up in Labrador, and we could never pursue post-secondary when I lived there. It's a leading center of research, education, policy, and outreach by and for the North. And this fall, we will welcome our first-year nursing and engineering students to its campus. And it also is an expert on donut making. The campus recently hosted a research forum welcoming over 240 people to share research and celebrate Labrador culture, including the first ever Innu donut making class. And I have tasted those donuts, and if you did, you will never go back to Tim Hortons. We welcomed a record number of students to our campuses last fall, more than 19,400 enrolled. And one of them, named Albin Jose Toms, an international student, a born entrepreneur. His pop-up Black Cat Pizzeria, that's hard to say, Black Cat pop-up pizzeria, is selling out its sourdough pizzas within minutes of them being posted on social media. We also had a record total sponsored research income of $176 million. That's money that comes into this province, and it's money well spent. A novel study led by a Memorial University researcher has revealed that aging might not be inevitable. I'm so excited. I am so excited about this research. A science researcher found that fish do not age like mammals and birds. And it's a research outcome that I know we're all going to watch carefully. And finally, if you've ever questioned the value Memorial brings to the province, listen to this. An independent economic impact study released last year concluded that Memorial has an annual economic impact of $627 million a year. Now let me put that in perspective for you. That's almost as much as agriculture, arts and entertainment, and seafood product manufacturing combined. A massive generation of funds. Team Memorial are doing amazing things, and now it's time to turn you, our graduates, into alumni, into being part of Team Memorial. It's time to paraphrase our university motto, to launch you forth into that world. Convocations are special events in the life of university because they celebrate and rededicate the university's primary responsibility, the success of you, our students. We celebrate not just the outcome from your journey over the past few years, but also our combined future as we welcome you to the Memorial family. And this is a future graduates filled with hope. Don't look to see if the glass is half full or half empty. Figure out how to fill it. With hope and faith, you can make things happen. Now I'd like to speak to each of the classes that are graduating. Would those graduating from the School of Social Work please stand? You are the best audience we've had this week, and you take direction very well. Keep up that hooting and hollering. Graduate, you are joining a family of over 2,000 alumni who came before you. And just like those individuals, your school has prepared you as professionals to make positive changes in our province, as well as nationally and internationally. You're ready to meet the diverse and complex needs of people. Every day, you are social workers. You make significant contributions to advancing social policy and programs and delivering services. But even more than that, you touch people's lives. And sometimes even you save people's lives. This is noble work. Wherever life takes you, know that you've been given the skills, the knowledge, and that you have the empathy and the compassion to make a difference. Congratulations, and thank you for choosing Memorial University as your university. Thank you. Would those receiving a medical degree please stand? Completing your degree while pandemic raged must have been quite a challenge, and it gave you definitely a unique perspective. Now more than ever, your patients will look to you for the advice and guidance they seek. They'll look to you for your wisdom and your kindness. And in giving that, you will make an impact on their lives. As we continue to navigate uncharted waters, you will continue to play a vital role in the healthcare system of the future. And I, for one, know that you are going to make it better. Do you know, when I think about you as physicians and graduating with your medical degree, I often think of the same thing I think of our nurses. You touch the hand of the baby. You're the first hand often they touch when they come into the world. And you're often the last hand touched when they leave the world. Your work is critical work, and we need you. I wish you all the best as you continue with your medical education, and thank you for choosing Memorial University as your university. Would those graduating from the School of Pharmacy please stand? Congratulations on graduating from a school that is a national leader in pharmacy education. Today, pharmacists can propel clinical or pharmaceutical research, participate in and lead policy development, work with pharmaceutical companies, teach in post-secondary institutions, advocate with health-related organizations, and serve patients. You know, I have to tell you this, I love my pharmacist. I am always going to my pharmacist and getting advice. I'm sure they dread when I come up and I stand there looking at them. But I do. They play such an important role to me, and you will play that role to people in your community. You will be mentors. You will be community leaders. And you will be there when someone sometimes just needs to ask, what do I need for this? You make such a difference in people's lives. I wish you all the best in continuing to keep our communities healthy. And thank you for choosing pharmacy as your profession, and thank you for choosing Memorial University. Thank you. You know, graduates, I think it's also a good time to look at this amazing crowd we have here today, your family and friends who are here for you, to celebrate you. They've supported you in numerous ways, sometimes financially, but definitely emotionally. So I think it might be time for us to stand and turn and face them, and also for all of those online who have supported you. Let's stand, turn and face them, and let's show them our appreciation for what they've done. Thank you, graduates. You know, you came to Memorial University not necessarily knowing what the future would hold. You had a goal, maybe one that changed along the way. I'll share with you a story of my goal when I went to university. My goal was to be a veterinarian. And I did not know very many people who had gone to university, really only my teachers. So when I showed up at university after my mother put me on a bus with a little suitcase, and she grabbed my shirt and said to me, "Don't talk to strangers," the only advice she gave me. Put me on that bus, off I went to university by myself. When I got there, I met with one of the program advisors, remembering I wanted to be a veterinarian. She said to me, "What do you love to do?" And I said, "I love to read." She said, "Perfect." She enrolled me in an English program, and I graduated with an English degree and psychology degree. And little did I know that was not the pathway to veterinarian school. But it was a pathway for me to stand here today with you. And I have zero regrets. And that is what life is all about. Exploring the endless possibilities that are out there and knowing it's okay to sometimes take one path over another. Albert Einstein once said, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow." The important thing is not to stop questioning. So graduates, keep curious, keep asking, and keep hoping. We are so proud of you, and we all here have so much hope invested in each and every one of you. Thank you for choosing Memorial University as your university.
Thank you, Dr. Timmons. The moment has arrived. We shall now proceed to the conferring of your degrees. And it happens up here, as you know. And it's really curious over time, I have noticed, that people approach their passageway through convocation, through graduation, in different ways. Some consider it a challenge to get from point A to point B in the fastest possible manner. I'm going to suggest that this is such a special time for you that you think about noticing, being aware of some special thing that touched you, so that you can take it in your soul and archive it there. You know, your convocation will be able to be viewed by your grandchildren, although goodness only knows what they will watch it on. I wish my grandmother, I never told this anyone before, my grandmother was born here in 1880, and she graduated from not a Nova Scotia university, I can't remember at the time, took the train. And it just, if I could have seen Nanny's graduation, imagine. So you will have that. So that's my suggestion, that you think of saving that, finding it and saving it. You know, I had a colleague here the other day, and we were actually out in the parking lot, and we're, reviewing the morning, and she said, you know, my mom used to say, you can't remember a day, but you can remember a moment. This is your moment. And I feel I'm a mother and grandmother, lucky woman, and I look out there and I see all the folks. Your parents are there, your friends as well, but your parents are there. And this day began when they first held you in their arms. Because of their nurturing and their interest and their support, you have all those values and ideas and motivation that brought you here today. And that's something really special. So when you make your trek across the stage, I just pointed out, now I'm gonna see if my husband is here. He'd say, don't say that, Susan. He said, you start too many sentences with you should. Perhaps you'd like to consider. When you're making this journey, it's, how can I say this? Well, really, today is the summit of your academic accomplishments and probably a summit of other things as well in your life. So when you come up here, right here, there'll be a member of your faculty to greet you. And then when you traverse the rest of the way, you get to, excuse me, you get to right here. And that's where your summit becomes a threshold. When you receive your degree, and of course it's invisible, but we know it's there. And it's very special. Now, I have to tell you, we had a wonderful moment here, didn't we? I had said this to a class, and this, in the procedure of everybody coming across, and people, if you ever want to say anything to me or ask me anything when you come, I'd be delighted. But this gentleman, who was not on the young side anymore, and he came up and he said, I think it was 62, he said, I've been 62 years waiting for this moment. And then, honest to goodness, he jumped over the threshold. And then yesterday, we had, who never saw this, a young man, a middle-aged man, I guess, come over. And he said, he said, it took me 40 years to get here, so I'm going to take my time and get over. So it's just, you know, it's something, but it is that. You are going from a summit to a threshold. And that's hugely exciting. Now, I'm one of the luckiest people in this room because I get to meet each one of you. And that's very special. And I wish you could see, I don't think the cameras pick this up as well as they might. I've never watched it, actually. It's true. But your eyes shine. And your soul is in your eyes. And it's just so, I thought I'd tell you that because you may not be aware. But if you saw your colleagues coming across, that's what draws you in. So this is your moment and your time. And we are hugely, as Dr. Timmons said, hugely proud of you. You are Memorial's pride and joy. And you are our future. So now, let's take that journey into your future. And you just heard everybody clapping. Just keep in mind that when every graduate comes across, you can clap as loud and whatever else you'd like to do for every single person. And if some special honor is mentioned, then you can give her. Just don't break the bulbs.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the undergraduate degrees approved for this session of convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to these degrees and confer upon them all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them on the hearing of their name to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Bachelor of Social Work, Mackenzie Renee Suzanne Andrews.
Mackenzie Renee Suzanne Andrews is from Lassie.
Terry Lynn Michaela Barnes.
Terry Lynn Michaela Barnes is from Harbour Grace.
Taylor Cassandra Barrett.
Taylor Cassandra Barrett is from Whitburn.
Chantal Brenda Bell Barron.
Chantal Brenda Bell Barron is from St. John's.
Leah Barron.
Leah Barron is from Conception Bay South.
Leah Bartlett.
Leah Bartlett is from Conception Bay South.
Emily Marie Bennett.
Emily Marie Bennett is from St. George's.
Carissa Elaine Blunden.
Carissa Elaine Blunden is from Old Perlican.
Amber Trudy Ann Brace.
Amber Trudy Ann Brace is from St. John's.
Jordan Mida Rose Burden.
Jordan Mida Rose Burden is from Deer Lake.
Mark Jeffrey Butler.
Mark Jeffrey Butler is from Bonavista.
Kira Caitlin Campbell.
Kira Caitlin Campbell is from Arnold's Cove.
Victoria Mary Ann Cody.
Victoria Mary Ann Cody is from Marystown.
Morgan Janelle Clark.
Morgan Janelle Clark is from St. John's.
Brittany Teresa Chidley.
Brittany Teresa Chidley is from Renews.
Madison Sydney Kelly Doheny.
Madison Sydney Kelly Doheny is from Gander.
Danielle Desiree Douglas.
Danielle Desiree Douglas is from St. John's.
Jocelyn Ashley Earl.
Jocelyn Ashley Earl is from Shearstown.
Michaela May Alex Earl.
Michaela May Alex Earl is from River of Ponds.
Kira Catherine Fagan.
Kira Catherine Fagan is from St. John's.
Brittany Christina Farrell.
Brittany Christina Farrell is from Doyle's.
Morgan Marie Elizabeth Fewer.
Morgan Marie Elizabeth Fewer is from Holyrood.
Brittany Mary Foran.
Brittany Mary Foran is from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Emma Claire Ford.
Emma Claire Ford is from St. John's.
Janelle Catherine Forrestal.
Janelle Catherine Forrestal is from Mount Pearl.
Abby Sky French.
Abby Sky French is from Conception Bay South.
Ferenc Gogos.
Ferenc Gogos is from St. John's.
Taylor Patricia Hilda Halloran.
Taylor Patricia Hilda Halloran is from Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Roberta Kathleen Harrington.
Roberta Kathleen Harrington is from Spaniards Bay.
Sheila Toba Brenda Hart.
Sheila Toba Brenda Hart is from Northern Arm.
Natalie Colleen Grace Hawkins.
Natalie Colleen Grace Hawkins is from Twillingate.
Hilary Patricia Hennessy, winner of the Leslie Toms Convocation Award.
Hilary Patricia Hennessy is from St. John's.
Samantha Nicole Pamela Hobbs.
Samantha Nicole Pamela Hobbs is from Southern Harbor.
Priyanna Joy Jeffries.
Priyanna Joy Jeffries is from Deer Lake.
Janelle Raylene Kane.
Janelle Raylene Keene is from Gambo.
Danica Barbara Margaret Lyle.
Danica Barbara Margaret Lyle is from Maine.
Heather Louise Lynch.
Heather Louise Lynch is from Paradise.
Margaret Ann Fleming McKinnon.
Margaret Ann Fleming McKinnon is from Puchco.
Jordan Maloney, winner of the University Medal for Academic Excellence in Social Work.
Jordan Maloney is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Kelsey Lynn Manning.
Kelsey Lynn Manning is from St. John's.
Megan McLean.
Megan McLean is from Flowers Cove.
Lauren Gabrielle Milks.
Lauren Gabrielle Milks is from St. John's.
Paula Marie Milley.
Paula Marie Milley is from Dunnville.
Rachel Elizabeth Moore.
Rachel Elizabeth Moore is from St. John's.
Courtney Irene Alicia Moores.
Courtney Irene Alicia Moores is from Puchco.
Megan Elizabeth Murphy.
Megan Elizabeth Murphy is from St. John's.
Melissa Ann Noble, winner of the Newfoundland and Labrador College of Social Workers Student Award.
Melissa Ann Noble is from St. John's.
Mackenzie Elizabeth Jane Nolan.
Mackenzie Elizabeth Jane Nolan is from Bear Need.
Maria Lynn Noseworthy.
Maria Lynn Noseworthy is from Paradise.
Alyssa Catherine O'Neill.
Alyssa Catherine O'Neill is from Paradise.
Ronald Eli Osmond.
Ronald Eli Osmond is from St. John's.
Emily Rebecca Pardy.
Emily Rebecca Pardy is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Madison Isabella Patey.
Madison Isabella Patey is from St. John's.
Cassidy Deanna Philpott.
Cassidy Deanna Philpott is from Plate Cove West.
Katie Pike.
Katie Pike is from St. John's.
Courtney Diane Power Slade.
Courtney Diane Power Slade is from St. John's.
Emily Molly Quilty.
Emily Molly Quilty is from Paradise.
Gregory Donald Gerard Short.
Gregory Donald Gerard Short is from Carbonear.
Jordan William Clark Singleton.
Jordan William Clark Singleton is from Tilton.
Daniel Dearney Sinnott.
Daniel Dearney Sinnott is from St. John's.
Caitlin Elizabeth Smith.
Caitlin Elizabeth Smith is from Paradise.
Mackenzie Emily Lee Smith.
Mackenzie Emily Lee Smith is from Dildo.
Kayla Victoria Snook.
Kayla Victoria Snook is from Torbay.
Alexandria Doris Mary Sullivan.
Alexandria Doris Mary Sullivan is from Paradise.
Amber Hope Tallick.
Amber Hope Tallick is from Corner Brook.
Cara Donna Shirley Toms.
Cara Donna Shirley Toms is from Campbellton.
Kendra Lydia Blanche Thorne.
Kendra Lydia Blanche Thorne is from Burnt Islands.
Danita Mary Ellen Vokey.
Danita Mary Ellen Vokey is from Butlerville.
Jenna Catherine Walsh.
Jenna Catherine Walsh is from the Gouls.
Callie Sarah Louise White.
Callie Sarah Louise White is from Gander.
Megan Williams.
Megan Williams is from Spaniards Bay.
Shelby Caitlin Wright.
Shelby Caitlin Wright is from Wyerton, Ontario.
Caitlin Marjorie Young.
Caitlin Marjorie Young is from St. John's.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Medicine degree approved for this session of convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degree. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to the degree and confer upon them all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. on the hearing of their name to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Medicine, Andrew Joseph Aitken.
Andrew Joseph Aitken is from Winslow, PEI.
Colin Richard Ash.
Colin Richard Ash is from Mount Pearl.
Erin Elizabeth Baker.
Erin Elizabeth Baker is from Paradise.
Alicia Mary Barron.
Alicia Mary Barron is from St. John's.
Savannah Lee Bennett.
Savannah Lee Bennett is from Stephenville.
You rock, Savannah. Yabba dabba doo.
Everybody in the room would like to hear that.
My dad is the drama?
Yeah,
Or
no, that's my dad.
that's my dad, and he lives for the drama.
He lives for the drama.
Richard Benjamin Barish.
Richard Benjamin Barish is from Thornhill, Ontario.
Hannah Catherine Daly Boone.
Hannah Catherine Daly Boone is from St. John's.
Erin Elizabeth Boyd.
Erin Elizabeth Boyd is from Kippens.
Victoria Catherine Brannon.
Victoria Catherine Brannon is from Clarenville.
Tyler Rodney Brown.
Tyler Rodney Brown is from Pasadena.
Sarah Pierrette Bugden.
Sarah Pierrette Bugden is from Portugal Cove, St. Phillips.
Stuart Roy Bursey.
Stuart Roy Bursey is from Clarenville.
Erin Ashlyn Button.
Erin Ashlyn Button is from St. John's.
Craig Scott Campbell.
Craig Scott Campbell is from Charlottetown, PEI.
Angela Shinyang Cheng.
Angela Shinying Cheng is from Port Alberni, British Columbia.
Brandon Wayne Collins.
Brandon Wayne Collins is from Lewisport.
Megan Como.
Megan Como is from Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Lindsay Ann Cormier.
Lindsay Ann Cormier is from Moncton, New Brunswick.
Jasmine Maria DeZeo.
Jasmine Maria DeZeo is from St. John's.
Ryan Frederick Elliott.
Ryan Frederick Elliott is from Gander.
Reniel Engelbrecht.
Reniel Engelbrecht is from St. John's.
Patrick O'Brien Gallagher.
Patrick O'Brien Gallagher is from Quispamsis, New Brunswick.
Natasha Nicole Glover.
Natasha Nicole Glover is from Burton, New Brunswick.
Kelly Rebecca Green.
Kelly Rebecca Green is from Charlottetown, PEI.
Jessica Dalton Hackett.
Jessica Dalton Hackett is from Mount Pearl.
Jason Andrew Hearn.
Jason Andrew Hearn is from Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Mark Adam Hewitt, winner of the Drs. James and Leslie Rourke Dean's Convocation Award for Medicine.
Mark Adam Hewitt is from St. John's.
Christopher James Hoover.
Christopher James Hoover is from Conception Bay South.
Yes, yeah, more than that, I think. Thank you.
Alana Dawn Jewell.
Alana Dawn Jewell is from York, PEI.
Brett Robert Kenny.
Brett Robert Kenny is from Cornerbrook.
Samantha Ann Mary Kent.
Samantha Ann Mary Kent is from Churchill Falls.
Jack Alexander McDonald Kerr.
Jack Alexander McDonald Kerr is from Rothsay, New Brunswick.
Manveer Singh Kural.
Manveer Singh Kural is from Brampton, Ontario.
Megan Christine Kirkland.
Megan Christine Kirkland is from St. John's.
Michael Youngjun Lee.
Michael Youngjun Lee is from Toronto, Ontario.
Leanna Marie Lewis.
Leanna Marie Lewis is from Holyrood.
Victoria Kathleen McKay.
Victoria Kathleen McKay is from St. John's.
Stephanie Dale Malone.
Stephanie Dale Malone is from St. John's.
Sarah Jane Manning.
Sarah Jane Manning is from Conception Bay South.
Rebecca Paula Matthews.
Rebecca Paula Matthews is from Mount Pearl.
Victoria Louise McClintock.
Victoria Louise McClintock is from St. John's.
Ikshvaku Mishra.
Ikshvaku Mishra is from St. John's.
Today as well from pharmacy, and I just wanted to acknowledge her with this quote from our favorite show. Hema, you rock, don't ever change.
Kelly Elias Mitchellmore.
Kelly Elias Mitchellmore is from Mount Pearl.
Dara Patrick Monahan.
Dara Patrick Monahan is from St. John's.
Raylene Michelle Murphy Kwan.
Raylene Michelle Murphy Kwan is from St. John's.
Natasha Elizabeth Clara Murphy.
Natasha Elizabeth Clara Murphy is from Corner Brook.
Abigail Winona Newman.
Abigail Winona Newman is from Mount Pearl.
Anna Pearl Nippard.
Anna Pearl Nippard is from Conception Bay South.
Jenna Lillian Osmond.
Jenna Lillian Osmond is from McIvers.
Katie Oxford.
Katie Oxford is from St. George, New Brunswick.
Julia Jacqueline Pennell.
Julia Jacqueline Pennell is from Pasadena.
Fallon Michaela Piercy.
Fallon Michaela Piercy is from Conception Bay South.
Mallory Sharon Pitts.
Mallory Sharon Pitts is from Clark's Beach.
Blake Hollett Power.
Blake Hollett Power is from Clarenville.
Rebecca Joy Power.
Rebecca Joy Power is from St. John's.
Riley Patricia Pumphrey.
Riley Patricia Pumphrey is from Highlands.
Emily Melinda Pye.
Emily Melinda Pye is from St. John's.
Megan Ann Quinlan.
Megan Ann Quinlan is from Conception Bay South.
Lauren Aldea Kwong.
Lauren Aldea Kwong is from Whitehorse, Yukon.
Aaron Seaton Rainey.
Aaron Seaton Rainey is from Disable, PEI.
Melinda Dawn Roberts Knoll.
Melinda Dawn Roberts Knoll is from Triton.
Years in the making.
Stephen Albert Rowe.
Stephen Albert Rowe is from Greens Harbor.
Suzette Jeffrey Rutinda.
Suzette Jeffrey Rutinda is from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Mina Saad.
Mina Saad is from St. John's.
Claire Marion Scaines.
Claire Marion Scaines is from St. John's.
Logan James Slade.
Logan James Slade is from St. John's.
Ryan Leslie Smith.
Ryan Leslie Smith is from Fredericton, New Brunswick.
John Charles Snow.
John Charles Snow is from St. John's.
Alicia Jade Sinnott.
Alicia Jade Sinnott is from Dalhousie, New Brunswick.
Stuti Tanya.
Stuti Tanya is from St. John's.
Elise Danielle Thorburn.
Elise Danielle Thorburn is from St. John's.
Georgienne Aritza Gomez Umali.
Georgienne Ariza Gomez Umali is from St. John's.
Wave hello to our new graduates' parents who came all the way from Dubai.
Sarah Kimberly Vincent.
Sarah Kimberly Vincent is from Conception Bay South.
Ryan Edward Wade.
Ryan Edward Wade is from Mount Pearl.
Evan Taylor Walters.
Evan Taylor Walters is from Conception Bay South.
Evan David Wheeler.
Evan David Wheeler is from Corner Brook.
Keisha Ray Whalen.
Keisha Ray Whalen is from Conception Bay South.
Lauren Emma Windsor, winner of the University Medal for Academic Excellence in Medicine.
Lauren Emma Windsor is from Mount Pearl.
And those who have been approved by Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia. One second. You couldn't see. Can you wait 1 second? Be in trouble for that. Well, all our newly minted physicians. Ah, that must feel good, eh? You may know, and you may not know, that you have a kindred spirit on the stage with you. Because our Premier, Andrew Fury, I was pretty sure that he convocated in this room for his medical degree. And he said yes. And he said, and for 2 others too. So that was his 3rd convocation on this stage. And look what he did after he crossed the threshold.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Pharmacy degree approved for this session of convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degree. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit these candidates to this degree and confer upon them all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them on the hearing of their name to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy, Bradley Brent Adams.
Bradley Brent Adams is from New Denmark, New Brunswick.
Janice Michelle O'Doe.
Janice Michelle O'Doe is from Corner Brook.
Vanessa Dawn Bennett.
Vanessa Dawn Bennett is from St. John's.
Of course. I said, you know what they say about pharmacists? They're the doctor to the doctors.
Rebecca Deborah Bishop.
Rebecca Deborah Bishop is from Bay Roberts.
Ellen Rebecca Boyd.
Ellen Rebecca Boyd is from St. John, New Brunswick.
Chelsea Megan Butt.
Chelsea Megan Butt is from Hare Bay.
Aaron Lee Dawson.
Aaron Lee Dawson is from Summerside, Prince Edward Island.
Zara Dogar.
Zara Dogar is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Stephanie Jane Dove.
Stephanie Jane Dove is from Stephenville.
Ryan James Doyle.
Ryan James Doyle is from Goulds.
Caitlin Alana Dwyer.
Caitlin Alana Dwyer is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Ashley Lillian Edison.
Ashley Lillian Edison is from Corner Brook.
Geneva Rose Escobar.
Geneva Rose Escobar is from St. John's.
Laura Maria Fleming.
Laura Maria Fleming is from St. John's.
Haley Margaret Ann Freeman.
Haley Margaret Ann Freeman is from Torbay.
Joseph Gamba.
Joseph Gamba is from St. John's.
Lindsay Marie Halliday.
Lindsay Marie Halliday is from Northern Bay.
Rita Wang, winner of the University Medal for Academic Excellence in Pharmacy.
Rita Wang is from St. John's.
Jill Elaine Ingram.
Jill Elaine Ingram is from Channel Port aux Basques.
Jeremy James Key.
Jeremy James Key is from Chester Basin, Nova Scotia.
Melissa Ann Kiley.
Melissa Ann Kiley is from Goulds.
Maria Gabrielle Laney.
Maria Gabrielle Laney is from Stephenville.
Esther Violet Elaine London.
Esther Violet Elaine London is from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Amy Shirley Paulette Lush.
Amy Shirley Paulette Lush is from Campbellton.
Erin Lyda.
Aaron Lyda is from Gambo.
Samantha Mary Florence McCourt.
Samantha Mary Florence McCourt is from Stephenville Crossing.
Way to go, Sam!
Michael Joseph McGraw.
Michael Joseph McGraw is from Moncton, New Brunswick.
Hey, Joseph, you're the man.
Mahima Mishra.
Mahima Mishra is from St. John's.
My brother just walked the stage a few minutes ago and had a special message for me, so here's what I have to say to him. As a wise woman once said, this is what dreams are made of.
Thomas Gerard Morrissey.
Thomas Gerard Morrissey is from Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Brooke Cynthia Nicole.
Brooke Cynthia Nicole is from Rocky Harbor.
Jessica Lauren Noseworthy.
Jessica Lauren Noseworthy is from St. John's.
Jasmine Nicole Park.
Jasmine Nicole Park is from McIvers.
Deanne Patey.
In 1996 that I first walked across the stage and got my Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, and it was a challenge to get here, and I'm very proud that I did.
Nicholas Eleftherios Power.
Nicholas Eleftherios Power is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Kobe Nelson Jacob Roberts.
Kobe Nelson Jacob Roberts is from Portugal Cove, St. Philip's.
Katie Patricia Sharon.
Katie Patricia Sharon is from Mount Pearl.
Brittany Leslie Lynn Shea.
Brittany Leslie Lynn Shea is from Marystown.
Kristen Kamal Shinoda.
Kristen Kamal Shinoda is from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Taylor Cassidy Skinner.
Taylor Cassidy Skinner is from Paradise.
Rebecca Joyce Spurl.
Rebecca Joyce Spurl is from St. John's.
Today. She was a graduate of the first Bachelor of Science class of pharmacy in 1990, and I'm of the first Doctor of Pharmacy class today.
Jesse James Eugene Stacy.
Jesse James Eugene Stacy is from Swift Current.
Lexi Nicole Simmons.
Lexi Nicole Simmons is from Conception Bay South.
Damian Patrick Wilson Temple.
Damian Patrick Wilson Temple is from Goulds.
Michaela May Thorne.
Michaela May Thorne is from Mount Pearl.
Stephanie Marie Tracy.
Stephanie Marie Tracy is from Goulds.
Ashley Dawn Wagmare.
Ashley Dawn Wagmare is from Springdale.
Haley Dawn Wiseman.
Haley Dawn Wiseman is from Pasadena.
I love you, Haley.
And those who have been approved by Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia. And we're fortunate with two talented individuals, Eric Taylor Escudero. He is currently a student in the ethnomusicology PhD program at Memorial, as well as a research assistant at the Research Center for Study of Music and Place. I beg your pardon, Music, Media, and Place. Eric is also an alumnus with an MA in ethnomusicology, and he is being joined on the stage by his wife and musical partner, Ana Luisa Ramos. And they co-compose a great deal, and the two pieces you will hear today are jointly composed, and they are going to be singing about Tema de Penha, and this is Laughing and Crying.
You joined the sun and the sea in the prettiest twilight where I found eternity. And now the future is past, though our best years have passed. Son, I have grown so old, but he's the same. Look at that. There's a smile within me from the old sunny mornings. There's a loneliness I love that's disappeared without warning. A esperança morreu, seguiu o sol e o mar. Foi encontrar eternidade que sempre esteve por lá. E o futuro voltou e o nosso tempo passou. Filho, eu envelheci, mas ele nada mudou. E o sorriso se abrindo e o sol de domingo. Eu amei a solidão, mas ela não quis nada comigo, não. There are so many flowers that I just lose track. I see so many flowers on my walls, that I just lose track of time, 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 lose track of time.
Thank you.
Deixa eu andar, deixa eu pensar em você. Deixe o meu tempo passar, deixa eu tentar entender que o mundo que eu queria não é mais. Deixa eu andar, eu subo só pra descer, escrevo só pra lembrar e vivo vivo só pra esquecer. Deixa eu andar, deixa eu pensar em você, deixa o meu tempo passar, deixa eu tentar entender que o mundo que eu queria não é mais, o mundo em que eu te via não é mais. Se o verão chegar, abre a janela pra entrar o vento quente que vem contando histórias do mar. E se o dia nascer e o vento corta de frio, pouco a pouco o sol vai preenchendo o vazio. E eu tomo meu café olhando o rio que brota no horizonte do deserto da cidade.
Thank you so much, Eric and Anna. What I should have mentioned is that they came to us from Brazil, and they have made this their home now. We shall now proceed with the conferring of the degree honoris causa.
For the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Falah Bashara Maroon.
Chancellor, Provahito in altum. Memorial's official motto conjures up thoughts of travel and perhaps sailing the seven seas. But for Dr. Falah Maroon and those who know him, only 4 C's matter: caring, compassion, communication, and competence. This is not to suggest that Falah has not traveled widely. He has. Falah came to St. John's from Lebanon after neurosurgery training in Montreal. Accordingly, many people might think of him as a CFA or come from away. Dr. Maroon might rather fancy himself an NBC, Newfoundlander by choice. But few know that he is actually an NLBD, Newfoundlander and Labradorian by demand. As the story from 1968 goes, following his second neurosurgery locum in St. John's, Falah was seated on a flight back to Montreal. Just before takeoff, the chief of surgery boarded the aircraft, found Falah, and said, "You can't go." And so he stayed. He stayed for more than half a century. He stayed to perform countless neurosurgeries, sometimes as the province's only neurosurgeon. And with his gifted hands, as the province's only neurosurgeon, the lives of thousands of patients, their families, and friends were touched. In those early days, lasting well into the 21st century, painstaking neurosurgeries lasting as long as 18 hours were not uncommon. But he stayed. For his dedication and skill, Falah was known by many and by reputation to even more. But such renown did not always work in his favor. Once, while traveling with his family back to Lebanon, they stopped en route at London's Heathrow Airport. His travel credentials were not checked in St. John's, as he was known to the check-in agent. But upon arrival in Heathrow, however, it was discovered that he had mistakenly taken his expired passport. Within seconds, he was deported by two burly immigration officers who unceremoniously dumped him on the plane headed back home. Upon arrival in St. John's, and quickly after his grabbing his valid passport, Falah caught the next flight back to Heathrow, possibly becoming the only passenger in history to cross the Atlantic Ocean 3 times in a 24-hour period. Provehito in altum. Falah's competence and dedication as a neurosurgeon beamed even as a young resident in training. A fluent polyglot in French, English, and Arabic, his humanitarianism and skills are recognized internationally. But to his former students and colleagues, Dr. Maroon's greatest legacy is likely that of a teacher and mentor. Dr. Maroon recognized early on that a patient's success depended on everybody doing their best. Whether a person was a hospital housekeeper, student, or healthcare professional was immaterial. To him, everybody and every job mattered. So Dr. Maroon was always giving with his time and talent to help people do better. If a course was needed, he offered it. If extra time, help, or guidance was needed, he gave it generously. To motivate others, he set his personal expectations high and taught excellence by example. Students, trainees, and healthcare professionals rose to greater levels of achievement, not because Dr. Maroon demanded it, but because he inspired and empowered them to do so. Chancellor, our province became a better place the day that Falah Maroon decided to stay. We live in a better place because of the example he modeled for students and healthcare providers over the decades. Through his selfless acts as a neurosurgeon and mentor to many, his legacy of caring and compassion will continue to flourish for years to come, and we are all the better for that. Standing before you is a humanitarian, competent surgeon, and humble teacher whose most powerful lessons were communicated without words. I am honored to present for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Falah Bashara Maroon.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Thank you.
Dr. Falab Chera Maroon was born in Beit Miri, Lebanon, and attended Hikmat College in Beirut. He graduated from the French Faculty of Medicine, Beirut, and did his postgraduate training at the Montreal Neurological Institute. He obtained his Canadian Fellowship in 1965 and his American Board of Neurological Surgery Foreign Certificate in 1966. He was chief of the Division of Neurosurgery in St. John's from 1968 to 2007. And he's been actively involved in clinical practice and teaching at Memorial. He was professor and chair of the discipline of surgery from 1988 to 99 and clinical chief of the surgery program for the Healthcare Corporation of St. John's from 1996 to 99. He was president of the Council of the Canadian Neurosurgical Society from 1997 to 98.
Dr. Maroon, or perhaps I should call you Dr. Maroon, may I call upon you, please, to address convocation.
Let's see the microphone. I'm going to. Can you hear me? Yes? I'm sounding like Bush. Chancellor, Honorable Premier Friend, President, members of the Board of Regents, member of the Senate, Dean Steele, faculty members, esteemed graduate, and proud families, dear friends. I am extremely honored to receive this decorate from Memorial, with whom I have had a long relationship. Indeed, I can still hear the echo of my footsteps on the noisy wooden floor of the temporary medical school building not far from these premises. I accept this honor in the name of my patients, nurses, colleagues, and all allied healthcare workers. Permit me also to pay tribute to my own medical school, the French Faculty of Medicine in Beirut, Lebanon, who made it possible for me to stand in front of you receiving this prestigious award. To the girl of the island, an ICU and neuro nurse, my wife, with her understanding and sacrifice, which made my journey a fruitful reality. I won't bore you with my career, but only to highlight a few points which already were mentioned, which are inappropriate to include in a formal CV. We are in many ways at the mercy of unknown destiny. How the 3 weeks materialized locum stretched for 55 years and a half. I would venture to say that my hijack, probably the first recorded for the province, was done in a dramatic fashion, as was explained, a la James Bond. I was literally dragged from my seat on the plane by the late Dr. A.E. Shapter, Chief of Orthopedic. Even though my ancestor, the Phoenicians, contributed to the creation of the alphabet itself, I had at the beginning great difficulties understanding the boys from around the bay. To my head nurse, the classical sentence became a routine. Judy, can you translate? Shortly after, I realized that the boys were more advanced than the Phoenicians. They did not have to talk. They simply communicated with a nod of the head and a classic hi-bye. The period of adjustment resulted in a poetry book that my granddaughter knows very well called Exile, not as yet published, a sort of mixture of RDS, rain, drizzle, and fog. Very depressing situation. The message should be clear to you that in spite of your desire to enter the globalization world, do it before your temporal lobe, or more scientifically, your limbic system, has not absorbed your different mode of memories, input, and your pools of emotion. So I opened the hospital day after day. I opened the hospital door every morning, covered neurosurgical problem for the whole island, sometimes alone for a few months due to the famous word shortage of surgeons. So I worked with a missionary enthusiasm. Don't forget, these were the late 60s, 70s. Dear graduate, I think I talk to myself too. Sorry for stealing a minute and a half of the 10 minutes allocated to address you. This day is yours, and let me share it with you. Let me start with academia. Today, you are at the summit of your acquired knowledge. Here at MUN, you have learned the art of critical thinking, and you are well equipped to face the challenges. You will forget, as soon as the ceremony is over, the Krebs cycle, the names of Hubner arteries, branches supplying the hypothalamus, but you will remain academic. And that brings me, what is academia? That mysterious word. Whether you sat under the oak tree, the maple tree, or even the cedar tree, behind the computer, or in the shadow of the rock, academia is part of any human being. Simply put, it is a mixed process of learning and teaching. You may improve your academia by growing fruits on any of these trees or design a program on the computer. Believe me, you will wear the gown of academia whether you want it or not. The second advice is work. Here I am talking from experience, having worked a long time, let us say, of an clinical and administrative career. I can appreciate the changes which have occurred during this period. My advice to you is to keep the working atmosphere a pleasant and happy one. Promote team spirit and cohesiveness. And also, don't forget that you spend 40% of your time working, 40% of your time sleeping, and 20% of socializing. So you've got to have an atmosphere of happiness for a great part of your life and on your career. The third advice is how to cope with stress. Medical workers, particularly physicians, have different variety of stress. Stress of judgment, anxiety before diagnosis and treatment, stress of surgery, follow-up, medical and administrative politics, which can be deadly. With additional overwork, a burnout state becomes more frequent. To my mind, here are two types of stress. There are two types of stress, the unproductive and productive. In the first one, the scenario is a classical one and goes something like this. Our life has become entangled in stress. We blindly follow the complicated paths led before us by others and become trapped in a maze of multicolored catacombs. We march blindly behind a civilization we partially forged, to wit, 9-to-5 job, the 0 to infinity of employment, sex, family, children, taxes, the mufflers of the car, inflation, COVID, religion, and God. From this, we find ourselves in a state of confused restlessness. Everyone is stressed in this manner to a certain degree, but many of us make preoccupation with these factors a way of life, leading to a real disease which can be deadly. Stay away from it. In the productive stress, many have delivered themselves from the state of confused restlessness, partially or totally, through perhaps religion or other means. The goal is simple. It is to respect and preserve the dignity of a human being. Let us enhance this productive stress, and you will feel really much better if you work on it. My final message, perhaps the most important one, dealing with life and death, i.e. with different players involved in healthcare delivery. The Health Accord study, mandated by Premier Fury, has prompted me to revisit my own views on this crucial topic, distilled from the trenches of 52 years of clinical, administrative, and academic practices. I will share with you very briefly some of the ideas on healthcare at the local and global level. Professor Philip Salem, a renowned Lebanese-American oncologist, wrote the following: "The important right of a human being is not freedom, but the right to live, the right to health. Those who die don't ask for freedom." The World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. How strong is this definition? How far we have not yet reached the goal of it. To me, the evolution of medicine and healthcare in general has been driven primarily by the need for survival and by the intrinsic curiosity of the healer, i.e. the physician. These basic elements were reinforced by several factors, among them the technological advances and the demand of society. The recent war declared by the viruses will certainly put emphasis on the chemical molecular basis of disease. It goes without saying that a lot of discoveries are sword with double edges. One such example is the electronic health record of the patient, known as EHR. It summarizes data on patient illnesses, updates investigation, therapeutic modality, thus allowing the physician to see more patients. This improvement in compiling and retrieving data can turn doctors into clerical workers and contribute to physician burnout and decrease in teaching. More important is the doctor-patient relationship, which will suffer more, considering the well-known fact that physicians spend 40% in front of the computer and, believe it or not, 12% only with their patients. Not to mention the virtual consult, which is another topic. Really, then you have to ask these questions. Where are we going? A form of assembly line? A march toward robotic behavior? Where is the humanity chapter of medicine? Another example in this explosion of technology is the advent of the computer in the field of imaging, for example. CT scan, MRI, PET scan, etc., etc. How many unnecessary tests are ordered driven by patient insistence or by fear of litigation by the doctor? And we ask ourselves why healthcare is expensive. The Health Accord mandate that Premier Fury has asked for a value return to the dollar spent is questionable. I didn't know that you're going to be here, but I'm saying, I would say, the third factor which has been with us since the beginning of time is our society, which is with its changing attribute of selfishness and materialism. Our present pandemic, with one of the coronaviruses, exemplify the shake-up of our healthcare system and our fragility as a social structure at individual, local, national, and international levels. Just look at the rate of vaccination across the globe. Sticking to basics, and from a simple point of view of a working physician, prevention and early diagnosis remains our main goal. The medical contribution of my generation in these two fields has been partially achieved. There has been marked reduction in trauma, disappearance of spina bifida, screening and follow-up of hereditary familial disease, and through some educational program and with the help of volunteer society, awareness of hypertension, diabetes, stroke, etc. is becoming prominent. The social determinants of health care have become more in focus lately. In February 2021, the supplement of the Mayo Clinic Health Letter dwells on these social disparities, such as economic stability, education, access to health care, neighborhood and built environment with social and community context. It is said that healthcare is the mirror of society. Government can advise, but it is still society which shapes healthcare. I am glad that the Health Accord responsible have engulfed in their deliberation the input at different level of the major player, that is society. Congratulations to the many committees who outlined our main medical ailment that every Newfoundlander is aware of and what kind of remedy we should offer. I must confess in front of you, Premier, that the vision of the mandate is really an ambitious one, an almost social revolution. One would think that for a small population, things would be easy. Changing society is not easy and is an expensive endeavor. With the knowledge of our geography and demography, one would offer sarcastically another resettlement program and put all Newfoundlander and Labradorian east of the Isthmus, but this is also expensive, perhaps more than program management than we have. With all our good wishes to the Health Accord to bring some changes to healthcare, which I am sure will continue to evolve slowly and metamorphose daily, the only advice is to avoid entering into the Orwellian path. When facing difficult problem to solve, a return to basic is helpful. My dear 16-year-old granddaughter, will be 17 soon, confronted me with a sincere request that she wants to be a doctor. When I asked her why, she replied without hesitation, I want to help people. I told her that medicine is a noble profession and reminded her, like it has been done just shortly, to keep in mind my 4 C's: the competence, the care, the compassion and communication. Or you can reverse them, but I will put competence first, which represent the real pillar of a good medical practice, whatever specialty you choose, whatever moon you will land on. Let us really, whatever we do to improve and adjust needed healthcare problem, the message to me is very simple. Let us practice our 4 C's. The rest goes under survival mode. Remain human for the time being. Preserve your imagination, as Einstein says, and control the robot in you. Congratulations to you and good luck to you.
Dr. Maroon, thank you very much for your address. I'm so glad all of you had a chance to meet Dr. Maroon in this way and learn from him and be inspired by him. We are so lucky that you came among us and touched not only the lives of your patients, but all the physicians you impacted over time. And we really enjoyed your talk, too. It was really pleasant. So thank you very, very much. Well, graduates, this has brought us to the end of your convocation ceremony today, and not the end of your celebration, though, I dare say. But just a few words before you go home or go out or go wherever you're going. You are now, all of you, alumni of Memorial University, and you always will be. And if I say you belong to us, I don't mean that in a way that might be not so positive. But belonging is hugely important, and I hope in your time in this community of learning that you have felt like you belonged. And I dare say that colleagues would have helped you do that, and you helped others belong. I'm really struck by Dr. Maroon's emphasis on a pleasant, positive, thoughtful working team. It's really at the root of everything. I'm a nurse. I mean, you probably know me as a musician, but I know how much that means. I trained in Montreal. We had this chat the other day. I was lucky enough to do my training in Royal Victoria Hospital, and we did all our neurological service with Dr. Wilder Penfield just across the street. And there was a real element of caring there too. Everything that all your 4 C's were in operation there. Absolutely. So we are all blessed with the opportunities we've been given and the energy and perseverance to pursue what they bring. Our hopes for you are open-ended. We believe in you. And when you think of today's society, look at all the people are going out into the world today from that. Social work, hugely needed. Physicians, hugely needed. Pharmacy, more needed than ever. So you have a big task, a huge task, and you are able to do it. And we're really, you are our pride and joy. And I've really enjoyed meeting you today. And so has everybody else in this room. And I'd like to, Dr. Timmons asked you to stand and thank your parents. And I would like your parents to stand, and for you and the whole room to thank them, not just for coming today, but for everything they have done from the minute you came into the world that brought you to this moment and that gift to all of us. So, would you all stand up? And we're closing our session. You may remain standing. In fact, all the graduates may join the standing. We close our convocation each time with the singing of the Ode to Newfoundland, which is, if you take time to reflect on all it says, it is a celebration of place, which we're lucky enough to really feel and understand and nourish where we live. So thank you for today, and have a wonderful evening or whatever else is going on, and best wishes to each one of you in your important futures.
A research team at the Marine Institute is studying the impact of marine training simulators on learning and safety in maritime industries. It's part of Dr. Heather Carnahan's work as the Lockheed Martin Industrial Research Chair in Simulation and Learning, research in which Lockheed Martin Canada has invested $615,000. Nunavut Arctic College and Memorial's School of Social Work is offering a Bachelor of Social Work program to graduates of the college's Social Service Worker Diploma program. The first cohort of 6 students is now enrolled in a degree program in Cambridge Bay.